That's it. So step 8 is just get off the phone, stop talking. You know, so that literally, that should take 2 minutes. Very, very quick.
So you just hang up?
Yes.
No?
No.
Okay, so number say at 8, click.
Yeah,
I got what I wanted, bye.
I usually tell people, look, great. Once they say, this, 7 o'clock on Thursday night, I'll give you a call. They say, great. I say, fantastic. It's in my diary. I use an application called Tempo, which hooks into my calendar, and it also allows me to send other people invitations as well. I usually tell people, great, it's in my diary. I'm sending you an invitation right now. Just confirm that when you get a chance, and I'll talk to you, a Thursday at 7 o'clock. And literally, if you use this system and you've done that, they have set the appointment and confirmed with you 4 times in 2 minutes before you've gotten off the phone. The person is very clear about what's happening. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Skip that. I was telling Judy about this. This doesn't really have anything to do with 8-step process. I don't know why I put it down there. But Dave Delavante in Virginia, they have a massive team for you guys. Does anybody know who Dave Delavante is? Diamond director, what do you guys know? But he's a diamond director in Virginia. He's a guy that I've been working with for the last couple of months there. He's just a beautiful human being. But they have a great, huge team that's very well established there. And they do something called a grand opening for all of their new distributors, which is something that I think we should really, really take on, which is when someone comes into the business. So say she wants to join our business, when she says yes, we get together, throw a party at her house, and she can actually invite people in her life to come to, hey, I have a new business, it's in the health and wellness industry, we're going to be giving away free shakes and bars, it's going to be, we're having a celebration to celebrate my grand opening, would you come? And then get people to come over, have shakes and bars, have a sanse, whatever it is that you want to do, have a social gathering, right? That's just a phenomenal idea. So he just mentioned, the reason that Dave can't be here today is because they're doing a grand opening for someone that's on his team. So that's the meat of the presentation. How far are we? What are we looking at in terms of time? Okay. I'll just go over the rest of it pretty quickly. So the rest of it is, once you get the 8-step process, so the best thing to do, give your downline the GoPro book. He's got something called a memory jogger, which I can send everybody tonight. The first 6 pages of it goes over the poser, amateur, professional, and then it literally is 3 pages of scripts. And there's an indirect script, there's a direct script, an indirect script, and a super indirect script. All you have to do is plug people's names into the script, and then whatever compliment that you have for them, it's worded in an absolutely unbelievable way. It takes all of the pressure off your guys. What you want them doing is finding an accountability partner, pair them up with someone on your team, have them call each other 10 times for a couple of weeks using the scripts in different fashions, or they can go to each other's houses, whatever the case may be, and have them experience what it's like to be free when you're having that invitation. And the best way to do that is do it over and over and over and over again until you can include your own your own tonalities, your own facial expressions, whatever it is that makes you feel comfortable when you're communicating with people. When you first start reading a script, it's weird, right? If you've heard people read scripts, it's really weird. They sound like a robot. And if it's someone that you know and they call you and they sound weird like a robot, you're like, dude, why do you sound weird like a robot, right? But if you actually go through this process and people have freedom around what to say, because that's people's biggest fear, I don't know what to say. They have freedom around what to say, and they're able to add their own sort of flavor and all that good stuff. You will have people that have no problem on the phone, and it's amazing to see someone who goes from having that fear to being free on the phone. And this is the easiest access. The other thing you can do is what I call mirror work, which is when I first started doing public speaking appearances and doing these types of things, I did mirror work until my anxiety went away, basically, and I got really comfortable with talking to myself in a mirror, which sounds insane, but it's super, super effective.
When I started doing the sanse parties, I would sit my daughter's stuffed animals
Yeah.
at the table and,
And
practice talking to them.
It's really great because you can screw. It doesn't matter what you right. You can screw up like crazy like that, right? When you call your friend and you're bumbling your words, it does not matter, right? And then you're settled and you actually make phone calls and they're effective because you're not stumbling over your words when you're communicating with people. The other one, and I learned this just when I was younger, working for a telemarketer when I was very, very young, and that is that fear. The only thing that fear feeds on is time. So we'll talk about this in a second, but the best thing that I've found, 15 minutes a day, just carve out 15 minutes. Once you have your names list created, carve out 15 minutes. Just don't put the phone down. Do not allow yourself to think about what just happened or whatever the case may be. If you can limit the time in between your interactions, there is no fear. Fear basically feeds on time. If you give time, a lot of people say, oh, I need a couple of minutes. The last thing that anyone needs when they say I need a couple of minutes is a couple of minutes, because it's just going to escalate. Time management. This goes back to it. So treat it like a job. Set specific hours that you're going to do work. Whether you do 30 hours a week, 5 hours a week, 40 hours a week, it doesn't matter how many hours a week. The structure is always the same. Set it out. You know, some people are morning people. Some people are evening people. Some people, everyone does it differently. Set times that work for you, and do not allow yourself to have the gym get in the way, or whatever it is, your bike ride get in the way, or whatever it is that you need to do. Don't let it get in the way, because this is what brings you freedom, right? So get yourself in the habit of not allowing things to get in the way of things that are going to give you freedom. That's the way that I look at it. So that's where don't let yourself off the hook. You wouldn't not go to your job because you don't feel like it, right? One of the biggest things that people run into in network marketing is because you have so much freedom, you're also free not to do anything, right? You're working for yourself for the first time, and you think, hooray! I work for myself. What an amazing experience!
I don't have to do anything.
And then on the first day, you're like, holy shit, I work for myself. What do I do? And so, just
There's
don't.
nobody but me to tell me what to do.
Right, which is, that can be very dangerous for a lot of people. So this is something, that's a skill. Time management's a skill. Figure out a schedule that works for you and just be really very rigorous. Make it very simple so you don't have to, it's not some long, complicated algorithm that you have to figure out. This is what works for me. I like doing massive amounts of work in very small periods of time. I find, literally, if you do 15 minutes a day, if you have your names list created, you have a contact list created. I section mine out. Chiropractors, physiotherapists, acupuncturists, whatever. It's different sections out, right? But I have a list, and 15 minutes. Don't put the phone down for 15 minutes. Sometimes you get 4 people, sometimes you get 1 person, sometimes you get 10 people. But if you do 15 minutes a day, 6 days a week, that's what? That's like 2 hours a week. If you're massively intentional, and this is after you've laid a lot of the groundwork in terms of the skills, you can make an absolute massive amount of work happen in 1 week if you're just doing 15, 30-minute chunks. And it's all about intentionality. Because a lot of people, 30 minutes will go by and they'll do literally nothing. They'll check their messages, emails come in, their Facebook comes in, and literally 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour has gone by, and they're sucked into Facebook land and they haven't done anything. So those are the 2 things. The skill is just don't put the phone down. List. They don't answer. Next. 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 Net time. As Tony Robbins, something I learned. No extra time, which means do you run? Do you walk? Do you commute to work? Do you take the bus to work? Whatever the case may be, in those periods of time where you literally have, you have no brain time, you can do stuff. You can do personal development. You can make phone calls, whatever the case may be. So no extra time means turn the time when you're doing things like that into productive time. All of that is covered in the daily method of operation. That's something that you really have to work out on your own or with your team. Everybody has different things. So becoming someone that creates the habit of valuing your time. Big one. I do social media every day because I think it's really important for growing your business this day and age. But you really want to limit yourself to 20 to 30 minutes. Get on, find a post that's inspiring or whatever it is that you want to do. Say what it is that you have to say. Put it on your business page and get the hell off. Because I see so many people that get sucked into the rabbit hole of social media that it's really, I mean, the level, if you look at a lot of the productivity stats this day and age, for people that work in offices, it's just astounding the amount of time wasting that happens on the planet. It's just unbelievable. Don't be in that category. Don't allow yourself to be a reaction to other people's agendas. Mostly I have emails in mind here. You know what I mean? If you're someone who is productive in the morning, get your most productive tasks finished before you open up the Gmail or whatever it is that you open, because again, it's another rabbit hole. Brian Tracy, who's a phenomenal author, does personal development out of the Yin Yang, wrote a book called
Eat That Frog.
Eat That Frog. Is that the name of the book? Yeah. Okay. And the whole idea is you do your most difficult, but also not even your most difficult, your most impactful activities, do them first. Most people say, oh, I want to get warmed up. I want to do, I'm going to get warmed up and do a couple of things before I do the most important thing. Don't do that. Because a lot of times people will find themselves at the end of the day and they've done 400 things, but the only thing they haven't done is the thing that would have made the biggest difference for them in their life. My favorite is personal development. I really am a believer that network marketing, especially in the beginning, is personal development with a compensation plan. I do believe that your business will grow in direct proportion to how you grow as a human being. I think in the beginning it really needs to be catered towards belief in yourself, in the model of network marketing, and then also in the skills that it takes. And then once you get into year 2, year 3, and you start taking on more of the leadership type of things, personal development is just something that is absolutely, the value of it is immeasurable. Especially if you want to be a leader and someone who is up front, participating in the training and development of other human beings. It really does take something, and I really do believe that people are capable of anything as long as they're willing to put in the time and energy into developing themselves as leaders. Leaders are readers. That's just the reality. The average CEO in the U.S. reads 65 books a year. The average American reads less than 1. So that's I don't need to say anything about that. At least 30 minutes a day. So that's really the thing to shoot for people, especially when they first start. Turn your car into a mobile library. Do personal development every day. I don't know who coined it, but I know that I've heard Jordan Kemper say, personal development is like a shower, right? You just have to do it every single day, because motivation, whatever the case, whatever that is for you, it wears off very, very quickly, right? So you have to wake up every single day and cement that habit of developing yourself and giving yourself the right mindset to go out there and be successful. Modeling. Again, Tony Robbins always says success leaves clues. The biggest thing for you, regardless of what it is that you want to do, whether you want to be a professional speed skater, archer, network marketer, it doesn't matter what you want to do, find someone who's done it at a very, very high level. Most of them write books and they tell you exactly what they did from day one to the time they were successful, and they'll lay out the whole thing to you. Generally speaking, people who are very, very successful are also extremely generous, and they will literally give you the keys to the kingdom if you're willing to put in the time and energy. Find people that have what you want and do exactly what they did. Very simple. That's the beauty of network marketing, is doing things the way that they're designed. The company, USANA, I think it really sets the gold standard in terms of the duplication. The systems that they have put in place are extraordinary. When you come in from day one, you get a box and it tells you exactly what to do, right? And so if you are able to follow the systems, you just will have success. Biggest one is attend events. I know I've talked about this probably 6 times already, but I do really think that attending the international convention, more than any other thing that you can do in this business, will grow your business faster than anything else. They say that the average is every person that you bring to the international convention is equivalent to an extra $1,000 for you in your business. So that's every single person. So if you're able to bring 5 people this year, an extra $5,000, right? If they bring some people next year, you bring a couple more people, you get to the point where you're bringing 10 people every single year. It's a considerable amount of money. If you're someone who's motivated by money, think about it that way. There's a lot more reasons to have people attend. Notwithstanding the personal transformation that they'll have, and it's just really, I know when my brother and I went to the convention last year, and when we came back, it was just a lot of fun. We're just so keyed in and on the same page in terms of what we saw was possible for us, and it was just a lot of fun. With personal development, you really don't have to worry about getting lucky because you're doing the work and you're internalizing the skills that it takes to be successful. The more personal development you do, the more it just becomes who you are. I can skip a lot of this, you guys can read that. Create stories. So you really are your stories when you start in this business. If you don't have a product story, borrow someone's. When I first started in this business, the thing that blew me away from the very beginning was my friend William. His wife Regina I think she was 3 weeks pregnant, and they basically told her she was going to have a miscarriage. There was really no way around it. She needed to stop working, come home, be on bed rest, and they would do everything they could to help save the baby, and rah rah rah. She went on the essentials at the behest of a friend. She went on the essentials, started taking a probiotic, and took the fish oil and something else. And within 6 weeks, the baby was back to full size. She worked all the way up until the day that she gave birth, the day before she gave birth. And so, that just blew me away. So when I first started, didn't have something like that, you can just borrow someone else's testimonial until you're able to actually produce one yourself. So you really need to create a story around your why. So when someone asks you, why are you doing this? You have a response. Why network marketing? So that obviously, for most of us, takes doing a lot of personal development in terms of creating the belief in the business model. At least for me, I was very skeptical about network marketing when I first started, and now it's actually one of the strongest beliefs that I have in all of my beliefs. Create a product story, a personal one for yourself. If you don't have one, borrow one. A story about your first 30 days in the business. So what was that like? It's very, very empowering and powerful for people who have just started the business, right? Because they're going to go through a lot of ups and downs in the beginnings, and you need to be able to share your own personal story or someone that you know that had breakthroughs within their first 30 days, because that keeps what's possible in front of them. Your rank advancement story, that's pretty self-explanatory. And success in your team story, and that's really about edification. So if you have someone, usually it's your upline, but maybe it's someone that you work with, that is the person that you edify. It's an incredibly powerful tool in this business, and it's something that I don't think it's used as much as it should be. And that is, I don't care if I'm the president of a health and wellness company. If people know me, they've known me my whole life, they may respect what I say, but that doesn't necessarily mean they trust me. And I need to have someone that I can say, please, meet my friend Dana. She's amazing. She's been in the business for 15 years. She knows the business inside and out. She's an expert in whatever it is that she's an expert in, right? That way, when the person comes to meet the person that they're meeting, they have the world of who that person is. There's already a listening for that person that is created. It's unbelievably powerful. As a speaker, it's incredibly powerful when someone introduces you in a way that people in the room are left with, oh, damn, this guy's like, that's amazing. That's like when you step into that, you now don't have to create that rapport. It's already created. So this is the last one, and that is the magic pill for success, which really is making the decision that this is what you're going to be doing. And it's kind of a joke, because the magic pill is that there is no magic pill, right? There is no shortcut to this business. And the thing that I love, and the thing that really had me say, okay, this is what I'm doing long term, this is it for me, is when I actually realized the personal development part. When I realized that if I do this business, I'll get better as a human being from now until I stop doing this business. That was it for me. I realized that not only do I get to do what I love, I get to be with people that I love, I get to be a part of something that's bigger than me. I'm in a structure where in order for me to be where I want to be, I have to get better every single day. And that was incredibly inspiring to me, because I thought about, well, a lot of people, they go to work every single day and they can't wait for the weekend, or they work 40 years in order to retire and do that whole thing, right? And there's no passion in that. And I realized that this may not be easy, right? It is very simple, but it's not easy, right? But it forces you to grow the entire time. And I think that that's actually the best part. I find that to be the most exciting part. So it is a personal development story, our journey. And the good thing about it not being easy is if it was easy, then everybody would already be having success and there would be no space for you, right? The thing that makes this such an exciting opportunity is that if you're willing to put in the time and you're willing to put in the energy and you're willing to make the changes within yourself to be the type of person that people want to be around, then you're going to have success, because most people aren't willing to make that commitment. They're very happy being comfortable. And this business will take you directly outside of your comfort zone into places where you have to grow. So saying goodbye to your upline is really, that's usually what I end on, because I think to me it's really one of the most important psychological shifts that people that start this business make. And that is when they do take responsibility for the fact that this is their business. Because usually they have a guy that they rely on to do the presentations, to do a lot of the stuff, and they never really make the shift to say, this is my business. And Eric Worre, from the very beginning, he says, take responsibility for your business. Really get for yourself that your success is up to you and your failure is up to you. And that your upline, the people that are here with you on your team to support you, they're there to support you. But they're not there to build your business for you. And your upline is meant to be hold you to account, give you some work, guide you in the right direction, and you have to do the work. And what I love is that he says, poser, amateur, professional, whatever it is, call your upline tonight, thank them for getting you into the business, tell them that you no longer will be using them as a crutch anymore, and tell them what your commitment is in terms of what you want to do long term. And that is incredibly empowering for me, because I know if someone on my